financially mostly, from what I see. Cause, it's all about, everyone wants to be a big shot, but they gotta pay the price. They have to know how to handle defeat.
If I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference, almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. Let's say he comes in at 200 pounds. It's still a 65-pound weight advantage, which is absolutely ridiculous.
To that.
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight.
Mike Tyson isn't holding back on Jake Paul's latest claim that he could beat Gervonta "Tank" Davis. The former heavyweight icon, famous for both his honesty and ferocity in the ring, blasted Paul after the YouTuber-turned-boxer suggested he could overcome one of boxing's most feared fighters. Tyson, who has shown both support and criticism toward Jake's career, made it clear that stepping in against a pound-for-pound star like Davis is no joke. He stressed the massive gap between internet fame and true boxing greatness.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumours of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think with Gervonta Davis' kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumours about his retirement, I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career. So it's a strange one, but yeah, it's just another kind of day in the sport, really, isn't it?
Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis is officially set for November 14th at the Casa Center in Miami, Florida. Originally scheduled for Atlanta, the fight was relocated after the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission raised concerns about the significant weight gap between the two.
Oh my days. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Is this real? This can't be real. Because he was talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight. And now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this. But Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. This is random, no?
Jake Paul enters the bout with a record of 12 wins, 7 by knockout, and 1 defeat. He has turned influencer notoriety into a serious boxing venture, fueled by crossover fights and savvy business deals.
People are like so fucking insecure. Kind of lost myself in the whole entertainment world. And so when I found boxing, it gave me that like routine, that discipline. I got to like take time for myself in these boxing camps. And every day for training, I had to like meditate. And boxing gave me the ability to like reflect on myself and like realizing who I was and who I wanted to be. And that helped me mature. You get addicted to that validation from others. And that's something that I realized that I had to face. And like, why do so many people want clout? I'm not good enough. I need followers. I need likes. It's driving a lot of our generation because they're working so hard to get this external validation.
Gervonta Davis remains unbeaten with 30 victories, 1 draw, and a high knockout ratio. He currently holds the WBA lightweight belt, though it won't be on the line because of the weight disparity. The clash is being labeled as an exhibition, meaning aspects like rounds, weight limits, and regulations are flexible and depend on which commission sanctions it.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight. You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Who do you think will win between Jake Paul and Gervonta?
But I don't know. It should be Gervonta, right? But the waist size and everything, we'll see. It's a fun entertainment.
Having already shared the ring with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson has urged caution ahead of Paul's clash with Davis. Tyson knows firsthand the hype and pressure of fighting Paul, but he also recognizes the risks of facing a talent as explosive as Davis. While Paul benefits from size and youth, Tyson warns that Davis' speed, skill, and knockout ability make him dangerous regardless of the weight gap. Tyson's message is clear. While the fight may generate huge attention, Jake must weigh the risks to his health and legacy.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrios, he's a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has voiced strong doubts about Jake Paul taking on Davis, insisting it's more than just entertainment. He warns that the matchup is unbalanced in terms of size, safety, and risk, and Paul could end up seriously hurt. While admitting the bout promises major financial gain and fan interest, Hearn feels the potential punishment could derail Paul's career, especially his hopes of fighting Anthony Joshua. He stressed that commercial success shouldn't outweigh real danger. For Hearn, Jake is risking more than his record, he's risking his well-being.
We know that Gervonta is going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business.
I think it's extremely dangerous for Jake Paul. You know, I've got the general feedback is the boxing world saying, please AJ, go in and evaporate this young man from the boxing world so we can all get on as normal. You've got Jake Paul fans thinking bizarrely they can beat Anthony Joshua. And the most bizarre thing out of everything is that Jake Paul genuinely believes he will beat Anthony Joshua. I think that's the only reason we're going to see this fight, but I truly believe you're going to see it at the beginning of 2026.
Former world champion Carl Froch has also raised alarm over the weight disparity, estimating it to be nearly 65 pounds. Froch notes that Paul has been competing around the cruiserweight limit of 200 pounds, while Davis fights at lightweight near 135 pounds.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional. It's a mismatch, and you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Froch emphasized that in sanctioned boxing, this fight would never be approved because of the danger. He explained that Davis has never faced someone with Paul's mass and power, and that one heavy shot from Jake could cause serious damage.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter, so Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
In contrast, Chael Sonnen doesn't see the fight as such a mismatch. On his YouTube channel, he argued, it's not as bad a fight as people think, especially compared to rumors of Jake facing Anthony Joshua. Still, Sonnen highlighted one problem.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
The exact opposite has happened. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is not fighting nobody. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is fighting Tank Davis. Okay, so there's one big glaring issue for me. It's just your partner being Tank Davis. Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. It could be a title fight, a contenders fight, a main event fight. He could be the favorite, he could be the underdog. Tank doesn't know how to bring that information to you guys in a way that is compelling. And Tank is already blinking in this situation. You have one guy who is argued amongst the pound for pound current greats in boxing. You have another guy that has suggested he should not even be allowed to box, that he should have to call it something different. He should not be licensed. He should not be ranked in the top 14. He should never be selected for a world title. Okay.
Joe Rogan has continued to defend Jake Paul's credibility as a fighter, pointing out that much of the criticism comes from his celebrity background rather than his skills. Rogan notes Paul's sharp technique, power, and clean execution in past bouts, arguing that there's nothing fake about his performances. He believes even critics are beginning to recognize Paul as a legitimate boxer.
If Jake Paul wasn't Jake Paul, if he wasn't this YouTube guy, he was just a boxer, and you see a boxer knock out the former UFC welterweight champion, not just the former, but one of the best ever, knock him out with one punch like that, like, oh man, have you seen this Jake Paul dude coming up? He's fucking for real. Because nothing about watching him fight, to me, screams like he's in over his head. Nothing. He looks like a real boxer.
However, skeptics argue that Paul's career path shows a troubling pattern, especially his win over a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Many dismiss that fight as a spectacle rather than a true contest, casting doubt on Jake's dedication to real boxing challenges. Voices like Carl Frock have called Paul's success superficial, more tied to showmanship than sporting merit.
Jake Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony, he took a big L with Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. It's not a joke. You know what I'm trying to say? He took an L there, but Jake Paul, I got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening, it's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's gonna fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly gonna be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3 because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
Meanwhile, rumors continue swirling about Jake Paul potentially facing Anthony Joshua in early 2026. Paul's manager, Nikisa Bidarian, confirmed that talks are underway, with Wembley Stadium and other massive venues in the mix. Jake has repeatedly called out Joshua, insisting he can shock the world by pulling off a huge upset.
Everyone's been wanting to see it happen. Who will be the king of the United Kingdom? And who will be the queen of the United... Too soon? I'm praying that boxing doesn't happen to this fight, and what I mean by that is politics. People trying to take more money than they deserve. Fuck the money, get in there, make fucking history. This is one of the biggest fights that could happen over this past decade. Make it fucking happen, Eddie Hearn. Make it fucking happen, Frank Warren. Make it happen, Tyson. Make it happen, Anthony Joshua. We don't need fucking excuses. Don't let boxing ruin this fight. Get in the fucking ring and fight like men.
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates.